video is about making subtle changes to your bass line using articulation. The challenge is to not change the line so much that it will no longer work with the theme or the character of the song in the line. This comes quite natural to an experienced bass player who plays a lot, many nights in a row or perhaps on a tour. They don't want to play the same line over and over again. It's boring to him as well as the listener. They learn the skill of making these subtle changes without disturbing the rest of the band or the song. What you just heard is the first of 5 variations that I created using the similarities in this one line over and over again. After I play the 5 variations, I break it down piece by piece, explaining the theoretical reasons why this does work. Let's take a closer look at number 1. Let's talk about the fingering first of all. I'm playing with using my first 3 fingers only, and that seems to work pretty well. And then there's another school of thought where you use a finger for each fret, and I think that's a little more difficult for this line. It depends on the individual, but to me it doesn't work that well. And then we have the upright fingering, which I love in a lot of places and I use it often, and that's using 1, 2, and 4 on the left hand. Okay, now the articulation I'd like to talk about. And what I would focus on this line is the 2/16 notes that go together. For instance, the first 2/16 notes adjacent to each other would be the dead note and the C. Kind of have to dig in because that really makes the line work. And then the second 2 adjacent 16th notes would be between the 4th fret and the 5th fret. So those are 2 live notes, and the first one is a dead note to a live note, and second one is a live note to a live note with the adjacent 2/16ths, which have to be hit strong and hard to make the line defined as it should sound. On the second line, I converted to slap, obviously, and I put a pop in there on the 3rd degree. The whole measure goes like this: first note long, second note short, and then 3rd and 4th note both are short, and the pop is up an octave, which is a little bit of a change, and they're adjacent notes, and you hit them with a ba-boom to get that power in there. And then the other last 4 notes would be short, short, and then long and long. Okay, let's take a closer look at number 3B. Let's look at the fingering. Using 3 fingers on the left hand works pretty well. The upright style with 1, 2, 4 works as well. I think that's a little easier. the in position option won't work as well in my opinion because of that leap from the octave, the B to the C. That's awkward. The articulation, of course, first two notes are short, then the pop to the dead note and slap, that's short as well. The only things that are long are the first note and the F to the G at the end. Of course, you can make your own adjustments, like I accidentally just played the D long and it sounded pretty good. It's different. As opposed to, you can hear that subtle difference. Keeps it going. We are now on to line 4. In line 4, there's something different happening here. I'm going to make variations on the first beat, second beat, and third beat. I am not going to stray away from the original theme, which was, I will review at this moment, a root, the third, going chromatically to the fifth, the flat 7, and the octave. Those are the notes. Also, I'm going to slap this line. What we have first off is a root and an octave. The root is slapped and the octave is popped. Next we have a dead note slap. I don't know if you call this a dead note slap. I'm going down like that and then I pull on the way up to make a pop. So dead note pop on the B, dead note pop on the octave, and then dead note pop on the fourth, the C, then dead note on the C sharp, and then live note on the fifth. We didn't change the last beat, that was just, that will be a slap on the flat 7 and a hammer on to the octave. This is line 5, and I'm going to just make 2 subtle differences on this line to make our variation happen. First thing is I'm going to play it by fingers, and I'm going to play the exact same line as I did on number 4, except on one of the notes I'm going to cut the value in half. I'm going to change the D, which is an 8th note, to a 16th note. And that will give this anticipation from the 5th to the flat 7. The previous line sounded like this. You hear that anticipation going to the 7th. I'm going to play them back to back so you can hear it. It actually makes a real nice 2-bar phrase because just that one subtle difference makes it a 2-bar phrase because they're not the same. There's one subtle difference. That's about it for this video. Thank you for stopping by. I'd like to ask that you might subscribe, like, comment. Go to my Patreon page. There's a link below in the description. You can download play-alongs, notes, and tab. I hope to see you again.